Hi, I'm Ethan Reynolds, a 31-year-old man whose life took an unexpected turn several months ago. It all started with a severe car crash that left me fighting for my life in a hospital bed. Little did I know, this accident was just the beginning of a journey that would change everything. The crash was like something out of a nightmare. One moment, I was driving along the familiar streets of my hometown lost in my thoughts. The next, my car was spinning out of control, metal grinding against metal, and the world around me a blur of chaos. As I slowly regained consciousness, the first thing that greeted me was the steady beep of machines and the anxious faces of my parents hovering over me. It took a moment for my groggy brain to catch up, but soon the memories of the accident flooded back: the screech of tires, the sickening crunch of metal, and then darkness. The doctors told me I was lucky to be alive, but I didn't feel lucky lying there with a broken leg, fractured ribs, and a head injury that turned my brain into mush. The days blurred into one another as I underwent surgeries and grueling therapy sessions, each one inching me closer to recovery. Eventually, the doctors gave me the green light to leave the hospital, but going home wasn't as straightforward as I thought it would be. My parents, bless their hearts, insisted that I stay with them until I was back on my feet. They said something about needing help around the house, but I suspected they just wanted to keep a closer eye on me. So, with my dad's help, they packed up my stuff from my apartment while I continued my recovery in the hospital. It was strange to think about my life outside those sterile walls, but my parents assured me that everything would be taken care of. Soon enough, I found myself back at their place, nestled in the outskirts of the city. It was a peaceful spot, surrounded by lush greenery and chirping birds, a stark contrast to the sterile hospital environment. But as grateful as I was for their care, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the back of my mind. What if I never fully recovered? What if I never remembered who I was? While I was lingering on my thoughts, I heard hushed voices in the hallway. I wheeled myself into the main hall, and there she was, a young woman, her presence commanding attention. "Ethan, meet Emily. She's going to be your caregiver while you recover." With a warm smile, Emily greets me. "Hi, Ethan. It's nice to meet you. I'll do my best to take care of you." "Yeah, thanks." "Dad, I'm in it." I gestured for my dad to come aside so I could talk to him. "Dad, what is this?" "That's your caretaker." "Why, it's a woman." "What's your problem? Do you feel shy around her?" "No. I mean, I need an assistant to go to the washroom and all. Why do you call her here?" "Just send her back. Your mom already hired her. We have been looking for a caretaker for a while for you, and we found her, and she agreed to stay here. She is a nurse, and look, she is so cheerful. I am sure with her assistance, you will recover soon. Just trust the process." To be honest, I had no problem with her, but I thought my parents would hire a male caretaker because I really don't like her being too cheerful and happy personality. How to put that, she is like a la person who is always being cheerful and happy for no reason, which is annoying. I had no choice but to tolerate her, though my parents thought that she was an efficient nurse and caregiver. So the next day, Emily moved into the house. I really find her presence annoying. She is like a morning person who wakes up cheerful, sings a song, and wishes everyone good morning. I winced as Emily bustled into my room, her cheerfulness piercing the quiet morning air like a ray of unwanted sunshine. "Good morning, Ethan. Ready for another fabulous day?" she chimed, her voice grating on my nerves. "Emily, could you please be a little less cheerful?" Hearing me didn't stop her shine. "Okay, of course. As you wish. Thank you. Let's start by changing your bandages and getting you cleaned up." As she approached me with fresh bandages and antiseptic, I couldn't help but cringe. I hated this part of the routine, the stinging sensation as she cleaned my wounds, her overly gentle touch making me feel like a fragile porcelain doll. Here we go. I braced myself for the inevitable discomfort, trying to distract myself with thoughts of anything other than the pain. But Emily, ever the optimist, seemed determined to make the process as pleasant as possible. "Okay, just a little sting. Think of it as a wake-up call for your skin." I bit back a retort, opting instead for a tight-lipped grimace as I endured the stinging sensation. Why did she have to be so relentlessly cheerful all the time? Couldn't she see that I was in pain? But despite my annoyance, I couldn't deny that Emily was good at what she did. She worked quickly and efficiently, her nimble fingers expertly tending to my wounds with a precision that was almost impressive. There, all done. I sighed in relief, grateful that the ordeal was over for another day. As much as I hated to admit it, having Emily around wasn't all bad. Sure, her perpetual cheerfulness could be grating at times, but there was no denying that she was good at her job. As the days rolled into weeks, she became my lifeline, aiding me with everything from physical therapy to mundane daily chores. But there were moments when her demeanor irked me, her persistent cheerfulness feeling like an intrusion into my recovery process. What bothered me most was her unwavering confidence, as if she possessed an intimate knowledge of my preferences and habits. It seemed as though my parents had given her access to my personal information, which made me uneasy. At times, she appeared to have insights into my life that even I wasn't aware of, which occasionally left me feeling intrigued by her presence. For instance, there was this one time when she insisted on taking me for a walk during my physical therapy session. I wasn't in the mood for it, but she kept pushing, convinced that some fresh air would do me good. "Hey Ethan, how about we take a short walk outside? It might lift your spirits." "Nah, I'm good here for now." "Come on, trust me, a bit of fresh air will do wonders for you." I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll pass. After some back and forth, she convinces me to go for a walk. But it doesn't go as planned, leading to a mishap with the wheelchair, and I almost saved myself from falling. But after some time, she became more attentive and I barely had to tell her what I wanted. It was as if she could read my mind. One Saturday, my mom prepared some food for brunch, and we all gathered around the dining table in the backyard, enjoying the warm sun. Mom had prepared a delicious spread, including a seafood dish that looked particularly appetizing. As she served it onto my plate, I was about to dig in when Emily's voice cut through the chatter. "Wait, Ethan, you can't eat that. You're allergic to seafood, remember?" I froze, my hand hovering inches above the plate. My parents turned to look at her, surprise evident on their faces. "Oh, I completely forgot about that. You didn't have that allergy when you were a child." "I'm so sorry, Ethan. I'll get you something else." "I had a seafood allergy?" "Yes, you developed the allergy during your university days. You've had it for quite some time now." I felt a jolt of confusion. How did Emily know about my seafood allergy? I didn't remember mentioning it to her, and it wasn't something my parents would typically know about. My suspicion grew, but I brushed it off with a forced smile. "Thanks, Emily. I appreciate the reminder." Spending a month in the hospital and another half in physical therapy, my ribs were slowly healing, and so were my memories. Reconnecting with the people I know helped me recall many moments from my past, but there was a lingering sense of emptiness, as if a crucial piece of my life puzzle was still missing. At this point, many of my friends live abroad or move out of town. One of my childhood friends visited me at my parents' house since he spent his time there. Emily welcomes him. "Jason, please come this way. Ethan has been waiting for you since you guys talked last time." I was too. As he entered the room and saw me in bed, a smile broke out on his face. "Ethan, how are you?" I smiled and gestured for him to sit. "I survived. I'll leave you two to catch up. Let me bring you some juice." As Emily left, Jason and I engaged in conversation. "So, you don't remember anything?" "Not much, just bits and pieces here and there." He brought out our school scrapbook and showed it to me. As Jason flipped through the pages, memories danced just beyond my grasp, elusive yet tantalizingly close. His casual chatter about our classmates stirred something within me, a longing to reconnect with the fragments of my past. Gosh. "You don't remember jumping from there?" Did I? Lost in thought, I scanned the faded photographs and handwritten notes, searching for a spark of recognition amidst the unfamiliar faces. "Yeah, dude, you were the popular guy in our class. Everyone looked up to you, and everyone knew it was always going to be Olivia." At that moment, Emily knocked at the door and brought juice with some snacks. Her voice trailed off as a shadow crossed her features before she quickly changed the subject. "Thanks, Emily." "Olivia? Who's Olivia? Do I know her?" "Ah, she was just another classmate. Anyway, check out our soccer team here. We were unstoppable." As I searched the scrapbook for Olivia's photo, I noticed Emily and Jason exchanging a glance filled with concern. However, I had no idea what it was about. Some pages were missing from the scrapbook, and Olivia's photo was nowhere to be found. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone important was absent from my life. It was like searching for a shadow in the dark, always just out of reach. I subconsciously remember a smell and the touch of someone beside me in my sleep. When I wake up, I feel empty. No matter how hard I tried to remember, the truth remained elusive. slipping through my fingers like grains of sand. Turning to my friends and family for answers only deepened the mystery. Their vague responses and evasive glances only fueled my determination to uncover the truth. I needed to know what happened and what I was missing, but try as I might, the memory remained stubbornly out of reach. I vaguely remember someone was with me in the car during the accident, but my parents and the doctors said that when they brought me, I was the only one in the car and I was going on the trip. But I had a strong feeling of someone else with me at that time. Now I get ideas that maybe there was someone, and they died in the accident, and my family is hiding that so as not to trigger me. Why did I have this feeling? Well, I had seen a dream since the accident, a very foggy dream where a girl was with me. I was holding her hand and the accident happened. I talk about this with my doctor. I keep seeing that dream. I wanted to know if there was someone with me at that time. Ethan, when the paramedics brought you here, they didn't find anyone else there. This dream is unsettling, a persistent dream that could be a product of your subconscious mind trying to piece together fragmented memories from the accident. It's not uncommon for trauma survivors to experience vivid dreams or hallucinations as their brains process and cope with the event. However, if you're feeling distressed or confused by these dreams, we can explore techniques to help manage them and gain a clearer understanding of what might be triggering them. My parents were no exception. They told me the same thing as my doctor. Mom, Dad, I think someone was with me while I was driving. They exchange a glance, a silent conversation passing between them. There was no one with you. Honey, you keep having the same dream. Doctor. Patel also said it could be because of the trauma. No, Mom. Why are you guys being so evasive about this? I feel like you're hiding something from me. What could we possibly hide from you? Please, Ethan, trust us. We're your parents. Then why won't you tell me about the accident? We've already told you everything. I got that they were not going to understand me, so I took matters into my hands. I was able to walk with assistance and needed more time to recover since my ribs were broken. Nonetheless, I remained determined to regain my memory and decided to visit my apartment. My doctor had suggested that it might help with my recovery. With my caretaker by my side, I ventured back to my apartment in the city. Upon arrival, it was clear that I was back in my old stomping grounds. Everything was exactly where I remembered it: the modern furnishings, the clutter of magnets adorning the refrigerator. I've always had a thing for collecting them from different places, but as I made my way to my bedroom, something caught my eye. There, on the wall, was a photo that seemed out of place. It was one of mine, but there was something off about it, like it had been tampered with. And for a split second, I could have sworn I saw a wedding photograph with a woman standing beside me. It sent a shiver down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Coming back to my old apartment yielded nothing I expected. That evening, I found myself lost in thought, consumed by the nagging feeling that my parents were keeping something from me. After all, they were the only ones who could have made any changes to my apartment, and for the life of me, I couldn't fathom why. To ensure I wasn't lost in delusion, I called out Emily's name, but there was no response. With growing impatience, I dialed her number, but she didn't pick up. Determined to find her, I searched the house, checking the hallway, the kitchen, and even the garden, but there was no sign of her. Finally, with a sense of unease creeping over me, I made my way to her bedroom. I knocked on the door, calling her name, but there was no response. Instead, her door was unlocked and open as I knocked, so I went in, thinking she might be in the washroom. "Emily? Are you here?" No response. No one in the room. I wheeled myself out, but turned back again, noticing some photos drifting out from her closet. Typical Emily's behavior, which I had grown used to. As I picked up the pictures, I saw her childhood photos with her big, silly smile, her friends, and her college pictures with her friends. Then, there was another picture, mine, from my 21st birthday. I put those back, but then it struck me, wait a minute, ... Why was my 21st birthday picture in Emily's closet? I opened the closet again, staring at the photos where I was blowing out the candle with Emily beside me. I received a message from Emily saying she had gone out to pick up dinner supplies. Clutching the photo tightly, I waited anxiously for her return, eager to confront her about the unsettling discovery. Hours passed, and finally, there was a knock at the door. I remained seated in my wheelchair, my heart pounding with anticipation as I prepared to confront Emily about the photo. "Ethan, do you need something? Actually, I wanted to ask you something." "Oh, sure. Go ahead." "I was looking for you in the house, and while searching, I went into your room and found something." Ah, okay. Don't you want to know what I found? Oh, what is it? I showed the photo to her that I picked from her closet. What is this, Emily? Did you know me before? Why didn't you tell me about this? Her expression softened with a touch of sadness, but she didn't seem disappointed, and what she said next made me emotional. Ethan, it's difficult to explain, but I didn't tell you because I didn't want to stress you out or make you feel uncomfortable. Wait, were we? Are you my girlfriend? I was. But we broke up. A long time ago. Was it before the accident? No, absolutely not. It was years ago and we hadn't been in touch for a while. I only found out it was you after taking this job. Your mom told me about your condition, and the doctor instructed us not to stress you out, so I didn't remind you about our past. Also, it doesn't matter now. Why did you decide it doesn't matter? I don't remember anything, and as my caretaker, you should help me regain my memories. Ethan. Emily. First my parents and now you. Why are you guys not telling me things? I am getting sick of this. I am more stressed by the things you guys are not telling me. I am sorry, Ethan, for not telling you this. I wanted to help you as a caretaker and as a friend, and I am really sorry to make you feel like that. Then tell me. Yes, what do you want to know? What are my parents hiding? Did you know anything about it? Ethan. Look, I know you wanted to know all the things, but could you give me some time? I promise I will help you to know everything that you're supposed to know. Please trust me. I know that my parents and Emily must have their reasons, but it makes me really annoyed at this point. Emily promised to reveal everything, and I assume she's trying to persuade my parents that I can handle it now. Emily told me that she had informed my parents that she was my ex-girlfriend, but they still hadn't fired her, which surprised me. I had suspected that my parents were hiding a crucial part of my life, and although the confusion regarding the flashbacks of a girl who could be Emily had dissipated, it still felt like something precious had been stolen from me. As I approached the hallway, I overheard voices, my mom's, Emily's, and then my dad's footsteps approaching. I think it's time to tell him. I'm not sure. Please trust him. He can handle it. Honey, I also think. I entered the living room, making my presence known. Mom, Dad, and Emily. I think it's time for you to tell me everything. My mom still hesitates to tell me, but she has no choice but to delay it. So my dad took the initiative. Ethan, what I'm about to tell you isn't good news. We've hesitated because we didn't want to add stress to your recovery. I understand, Dad. Mom, I know you both had your reasons. After your accident, we found some disturbing things about you and We should tell him that first. Emily held my hand as if she knew what was coming. We didn't tell you that. You were married and… I was dumbfounded, unsure of how to react. Wow. To whom? Olivia, your childhood friend. That's why I couldn't find her photo. They exchange a glance. And… You guys changed the photo on the wall of my apartment? Yes, we did. We had to. And what else? Did she? They get where I'm going, both of them deny in union. No. No. She's alive? Absolutely not. Then where is she? She has been missing since the day of your accident. When we reached the hospital, she had already left, ensuring you were alive. Police investigated your case and found out later that she was involved in the accident. She was after your insurance money and went fugitive. After hearing everything, my mind was blown and I was left in shock. I felt betrayed and hurt, grappling with the weight of the revelations. Excusing myself, I needed some space to process it all. Questions swirled in my mind. Who was I before all this? How did things get so messed up that my own wife and childhood friend would want me dead? For the next few days, I was on edge, couldn't shake off this feeling of unease. Physical therapy became a routine, a painful reminder of what I'd lost. Seeing me almost depressed, Emily tried to cheer me up as she always did. She even brought Olivia's pictures so I could try to regain my memories, but I refused to see them, holding back for fear of triggering unpleasant ones. Emily tried to convince me that now that I knew everything, I shouldn't hold back. Ethan, it's your choice. Remember, you trusted me when I and your parents hid this from you, but you insisted and made us believe that you could handle it. Now, I trust that you still can hold this and maybe remember the most pleasant memories. We shared a smile. That night, I looked at the photographs that awaited me. I looked so happy in those pictures, contrasting with my current state. For a few days, I tried to remember, and suddenly, while watching a movie, it felt like my blocked memories were unlocked. I regained all of the things that I had forgotten, including the day of my accident. It was a regular Saturday morning. "Baby, don't forget you have to come back on time. I made a reservation at a new restaurant." "Okay, see you." "See ya." I was on my way to my sports club after hugging Olivia when suddenly my brake got stuck and my accelerator acted up. I crashed into a truck, and then that warm feeling of blood flowed from my head. The last thing I remember is hearing those ambulance sirens. But I am still clueless and won't believe that Olivia would ever try to hurt me. I contacted the police who were investigating my case but haven't found her. I insisted on helping them to find Olivia, and they came to take my statement. How do you come to this conclusion that my wife set this up? Mr. Reynolds, while investigating, we didn't find the CCTV footage of that day specifically. Aside from you or your wife, nobody can access that, and nobody hacked it. We also checked the hospital CCTV where Olivia acted suspiciously. She took her car and left it there. She wouldn't come back to pick it up, and we couldn't locate her. Then we looked into her and found out she planned to kill you and make it look like an accident to get the insurance money. I was stunned to hear about the investigation. Do you have any idea where she could have gone? I don't think. Wait. Actually, there are a few places where I think she might have gone. Tell us, it will help us to track her whereabouts. Well, Olivia had a few favorite spots she liked to frequent when she needed to clear her head. There's a cabin up in the mountains that her family owns. She used to go there whenever she needed to get away from everything. Then there's a secluded beach on the coast that she loved to visit, especially during sunset. Lastly, there's a small town where she once mentioned she had fond memories from her childhood. I can give you the details of these places if it helps in your search. The cops checked out the spots I mentioned, and the next day, they tracked her down. Turns out, someone spotted her chilling in a beachside cabinet. She'd been laying low there since the accident. She gets arrested and in custody. At first, she tries to play innocent, claiming she was just in shock and ended up there by accident. But when the cops lay out the evidence, she finally cracks and spills the beans. She confesses that she was desperate for the money, so desperate that she didn't think twice about planning my murder. She admits to plotting it for a while because I wouldn't give her the money, but she refuses to spill why she needed it so badly. She tampered with my car and deleted the CCTV footage from that day, convinced I wouldn't make it. But luck was on my side and I survived, throwing her plans into disarray, so she panicked and made a run for it. Initially, she explained how she manipulated me into purchasing those insurance policies and naming her as the beneficiary. She shifted the blame onto me, claiming that I was the reason behind her actions. Before the accident and losing my memory, I would easily be manipulated by her. Now, looking back, I can see how she used to manipulate me so many times. Now I can see her true face clearly. She still talks to me in a calm, manipulative way, but sensing that I am no longer under her control, she shows her real face to me. It's because of you. If you had given me the money when I asked, I would have never resorted to such extreme measures. Why did you need that money, Olivia? We were happy together. No, Ethan, it's only you who were happy. You ignored me and failed to understand what I was going through after your accident. She started sobbing. Olivia, I was the one in pain. I almost lost my life and you claimed to be suffering. From what? The consequences of your actions? I visited her to find the reason behind her actions. Before the accident and losing my memory, I would easily be manipulated by her. Now, looking back, I can see how she used to manipulate me so many times. Now I can see her true face clearly. She still talks to me in a calm, manipulative way, but sensing that I am no longer under her control, she shows her real face to me behind those cells. Ethan, are you okay? I've been waiting for you. I have no idea why I'm here. They're making me confess to things I didn't do. Look at me, please. Take me out of here. Olivia, I know what you've done. Stop this drama. Ethan, what are you saying? Do you trust those people and not me? We know each other like nobody else. Really? Then why did you, Olivia? Why try to kill me? Why did you need that money, Olivia? We were happy together. She starts yelling. No. Ethan, it's only you who were happy. You ignored me and failed to understand what I was going through after your accident. She starts sobbing. Olivia, I was the one in pain. I almost lost my life and you claim to be suffering? From what? The consequences of the crime that you have committed? It's because of you, Ethan. I spent my whole life trying to create the perfect life, and you ruined it. If you had given me the money when I asked, I would have never resorted to such extreme measures. I was stupid, Olivia. What? I was so blind, I never truly saw who you were. But now I realize how foolish I've been. What the hell? I'll see you in court, Olivia, and I'll be sending you the divorce papers. Obviously, I won't be giving you a single penny. You. After saying this, I walked away from her, still hearing her angry shouts and curses echoing behind me. I still have a long way to go to get rid of Olivia, but I believe in myself. After my accident, I've learned what is truly important to me.